better understand about the company and its business. So for that, if you do the data analytics, we will be getting a multi-dimensional approach of the data. Through that, we can understand so many things about the business, the future, the past, and the future about the business and all that. And finally, when we talk about data analytics, we are less putting less relevance for using traditional methods to analyze the data. As you all know, we already are doing data analytics. You know, our ratios, accounting ratios are there. Through that, we do a lot of data analytics. But that is a traditional method of doing analysis of the balance sheet or profit and loss account. So normally, in every audit also, we do a lot of data analysis by getting the accounting ratios, different ratios from the balance sheet ratio, asset ratio, liability ratio, turnover ratios, profit ratios, operational ratios, and all that. We are doing that. But that is a traditional way of doing data analysis. Since nowadays technology is driving the future, all depends on the data. So for doing the data analytics not in a traditional way, we need to depend upon the data analytics. So we need to depend upon the data, and we need to depend upon we have to know how to analyze the data, and digital data, that is very important. So already we are dealing with the data, which is not a completely digital data. Some data may be digital, some data may not be digital, some data may be manual. So, but the present day business are completely depending on the digital data. So we have to be digital. Our CA profession has to be more digital. So when we go digital, so we have to deal with the digital data, and we know how to analyze the digital data. That is very important. So these are all the reasons why we do data analytics, to identify the unknown risk, to get a deeper insight about the business. We need to know from the historic to the future. That is the hindsight, the foresight. We need to get a multi-dimensional approach about the data and its company's performance, and finally the declining relevance of the using traditional methods. These are all the reasons for we do data analytics. Next thing is that what are the types of data that can be analyzed? That is very important. So basically, this is a pure basics of the data analytics. So we need to understand what are the types of data normally we deal with in data analytics. Basically, there are two types of data: structured data and unstructured data. So previously we discussed about the structured and unstructured data, or processed or unprocessed data. Structured data means, as I said, when we put it in a software, that the analytical software. All the analytical software, we have to put the data in analytical software. The structure of the data is in the rows and columns, as I said earlier. Tables. In a table, if you see, the data will be in a rows and column format. So structured data means it is a structured data. We can, if you get a structured data, we can directly do the analysis of the data. But normally, when we get the data, it may not be in a structured format. It can be in an unstructured format also. So this is a basic thing you need to understand. Whatever digital data you are getting, the data may not be in a structured format. It can be in unstructured format. So what are the formats of data that we are going to deal with? So this everybody has to understand that the types of data. Basically, there are two types of data. One is a structured data, and another one is unstructured data. Structured data means when we put the data in any CAD tools or any software for analysis. For example, Microsoft Excel. So we put the data in Microsoft Excel. It will be in the rows and column format. We can directly start analyzing the data. That is very important. So that may not. So everything we may not be getting the data in a structured format. So that is what is called unstructured data. So unstructured data we have to make it structured. Then only we can start analyzing the data. There are some certain preconditions for the software to do a data analytics. So that is very important. So when we deal with Excel, there are a lot of preconditions are there when we deal with the data in Excel. So when we put the data in Excel, we have to successfully analyze the data. There are the preconditions are there. There may not be any spaces in between the rows and columns. There will not be any blank columns, blank rows. All these are very important in the data analysis using Excel. So that is basically of unstructured data. So we have to make it structured. So these are all the two types of data which we deal with in a data analytics, structured and unstructured data. So, for example, structured data, for example, sales records. When we get the sales record, already we have entered the sales records in a software. For example, Tally, we are entering the sales records in the Tally. So when we import the Tally sales records to the Microsoft Excel, the Excel automatically give a complete picture of the sales records, because the data will be in the rows and column format only. So these are all the structured data: sales records, payment or expense details, payroll details, inventory records, financial reports, data found in accounting software, databases, spreadsheet, everything are, we call it as a structured data. Means we can directly start analyzing the data. We don't have to do any cleaning exercises. We can directly go to the data and start analyzing the data. If you know the analytical tools, we can start analyzing the data in a very easy manner. But that may not be the case for every time. So you may be getting a lot of unstructured data, like if you see the types of unstructured data, email and instant messages. Emails are unstructured data that may not be in a column or rows or column format. Payment test description, social media activity, corporate document repositories, news feeds, all these are forms of unstructured data. But we have to make it in a structured format. Then only we'll be able to successfully analyze the data. These are all the two types of data basically we deal with: structured data and unstructured data. Structured data includes sales records, payment or expense details, payroll details, inventory records, financial reports. All these are structured data. We can directly start analyzing the data. Data found in accounting software like Tally and all that. Tally, you have a facility for data analytics also. When you go to the auditing feature of the Tally, there is a feature for data analytics also. So unstructured data includes emails and instant messages, payment text description, social media activity. All these are unstructured data. So that's all about the types of data that can be analyzed. Then if you talk about common mix of data analytics, that is a very common among the chartered accountants. Since we are not very much acquainted with the technology, and we are not very much acquainted with we are only concerned about the traditional way of data analytics. Not in a we are not dealing with much of digital data. So now onward we have to deal with the digital data to a greater extent, because every company talks about digital data only. For example, take the case of banks. Bank audit is a very important audit in our every chartered accountant. Bank audit is an important audit for every chartered accountant. We spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of manpower in the bank audits. So we need to complete the audit in a very limited time. So time constraint is there. It's a very limited audit due to time constraints. So and if you see, every bank, even the cooperative banks, are all now completely fully computerized. They are working in the CBS environment, core banking solution environment, where the data is completely digital. So there the data is available in a digital format. So if we are very much comfortable about the digital data, and we are very much comfortable about the analytical skills, definitely we can complete the bank audit in a very time-bound manner with more efficiency and more coverage of audit. That is very important. So since the paucity of time, we have to limit our coverage of audit in the bank audit. That we are experiencing in every year. Every year, the time for conducting the audit, the banks are reducing year on year. If this year we get 4 days, next year they will direct us to finish the audit in 3 days. That is very important. So time is very precious for chartered accountants in a bank audit scenario. For example, I'm talking about only one example, that is bank audit. The best example, because every chartered account deals with the bank audit. So time is very important. So for that, we have to deal with the digital data. There is no manual data in the bank. So they will be, whenever you go for a bank audit, they will give you a username and password, and we have to start working with their data, their systems. We have to log into their systems. We have to download a lot of reports. Then we have to make it in an analyzable format. Then we have to analyze. So all these things we have to do within 3 days of time. And the coverage is very important. We are dealing with the 1 year data, full financial year data. Then we have to finish the verification within 3 or 4 days, and give the report, and at least you need one full day to give the reports and all that. So only 2 days are left for verification and getting the data. So that is a real testing time for us. So that is a point where we have to start using the technology or data analytics in a very efficient or in a very big manner. So if we know the bank audit, so if we know the data analytics in a we are very much skilled with the data analytical aspects of the data, then definitely the bank audit is not a serious thing. We can complete the audit in time, we can increase the coverage of the audit and everything. So common myth of data analytics, it is only for large companies. Not at all. That is a myth. It is only for nowadays. The data analysis is being used by every small company. Every company talks about data and analysis. So it is only for large companies is a myth. Then applied only when there is a humongous amount of data. That is also not. Nowadays, bigger companies having humongous amount of data, but smaller companies are having small amount of data. There also data analytics is very important. And if you see, another area of opportunity for us is the forensic audit. Institute is also already conducting a lot of FIFP courses and all that. In that forensic audit also, we are dealing with the digital data. Nowadays, it has become completely digital. Data has become digital and we have to deal with the digital data. So we need to have the skill to analyze the digital data. There also data analytics is very important. So data analytics is one of the important area in a forensic audit also. It is an important area in a forensic audit angle also. Data analytics is an important area. Since the data we are getting is a digital data, we need to have a skills to deal with the data. That is very important. So applied only when there is a humongous amount of data is a myth. It is, you can apply the data analytical skills when the data is very limited also. Then require complex tools. That is also a myth. Nowadays, a lot of tools are available, customized software is available, and the free software is like Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets, and all things are data analytical software. So require complex teams is also a myth. Anybody can understand Excel. Even a small school boy can understand Excel. That is the year on year, the Excel is coming out with a very user-friendly options in the Excel. If you use Microsoft Excel 2016 or 2019, they have improved like anything. Year on year, when they come out with a newer version of the Excel, they are improving like anything. So my only suggestion is that you have to invest a small amount in the technology. That is very important. You have to invest a small amount in the technology. So at least you buy any of the CAD tools or any of the software, buy an original version of the software. Now, as all know, including me, we are using a lot of pirated software, especially the Microsoft Office. So suppose if we have maybe around 5,000 or maximum 5,000, 10,000, we can buy a original version of the Microsoft Excel. So that why I am telling is that the newer versions will have newer facilities. It's very important thing is its user friendliness. Year on year, it is increasing, like the user friendliness is increasing. So that is why please invest some of your amount into the technological aspects. So require complex tools is also a myth, and need to be a data scientist. That is also wrong. The data means only data scientists can deal with the data. That is also a myth. Anybody can deal with the data. That depends upon your skill set and tool set. Tools are available now in plenty. In online tools, free tools are also available. And if you see, there are a lot of online courses are also available with the about the data analytics. It is free also. A lot of online sites are offering data analytics course on a free basis. Through that also you can increase your data analytics skills. So these are all the common myths about data analytics. So already I am running out of time. Let us see how much I can finish. So first step in the data analytics, the first step in data analytics to get the data. Data can be obtained from different sources like reports, web, database, etc. So data can be obtained different sources like the reports. Like when we go for a bank audit, we get a lot of reports. Loan balance file report, deposit balance file report, list of NPA report. Like a lot of reports are there. Through that also we will be getting the data, and through web we will be getting the data. Through database also we'll be getting the data. Then data can be obtained from different softwares like Finacle, CBS, Tally, and other customer software. So these are all another way of getting the data. So these are all the first step in data analytics, getting the data. So getting the data from different sources is very important. How we are getting the data, in what formats we are getting the data is very important. So these are all the sources where you get the data. That is from different local reports, web databases, from different softwares like Finacle, CBS, Tally, and other customized software. Really, we are getting the data. So that's about getting the data. Next step is different data types. So next, after getting the data, we have to put the data in any of the customized software. Or for analyzing the data, we need to put it in a customized software. That can be anything. You have customized software like IDEA and other softwares are there. But the best, the common, very common software which we use in the data analytics is the Microsoft Excel. So that is, so we now in today's session we will be concentrating on the Microsoft Excel, how we analyze the data in Excel, because that is a very common software. Every desktop or every laptop will have a copy of the Microsoft Excel. So that is more understood. It is understandable for everybody, every participant to have an understanding of the Microsoft Excel. Already they may be knowing a certain aspect of the Excel. So in today's session we will be purely concentrating on the Microsoft Excel as a software. So when we come to the Excel, Microsoft Excel, what are the types of data the Excel can deal with? That is also very important. So the types of data can be, you will be getting the data in a text format, basically. So for suppose if you go to a bank for an audit, a lot of data you are getting it maybe in a text format or in a report format. Lot of already you might have finished the bank audit in a very successful manner, and you may be having a copy of the data in with you. So it may be if you see, go and search the properties of the data, it may be in a text format. So text format is one of the data formats in Excel. Then next is the number formats. So data may be in a text format, data may be in a number format. That is numbers, our figures, values, quantity, inventory records, all those in number formats. Then date format. If you see the formats in Excel, you have the text. You deal with the text. That is the name, description. All these are in the text format. Next one is the number format. That is formats in number like the values and quantity and all others are in number, stored as number in Excel. So how data is stored in Excel is very important. So that we need to understand. So all the text are stored as text in Excel, and the numbers are stored in number formats in Excel. Next comes the date. Date is very important. When you understand about the date, how date is stored in Excel is very important. If you see in Excel, the date is stored as number. The background of the date, if you see, convert the date format into a number format, you will have a number 43,557. So that is so. Why? Because it is showing like that the date is stored as number in Excel. The date part of the data is stored as in the background of Excel, is stored as a number only. So, but we see it as a date format. So we can put the number in, convert the number into a date format. That is why another format. So text, number, date, and finally the format, another format is the Boolean. That is true or false. All the data is stored as a true or false. True or false. Data can be true, or this statement is true, or this statement is false. That is another format which Excel stores as Boolean. These are all the 4 types of data we deal in Excel. One is a text format, the next one is a number format, and another one is a date format, and the final one is a Boolean format. So a lot of people we deal with Excel, but before dealing with Excel, we need to understand the formats which we deal with, how the data is stored in Excel. That is very important. This is not something highly technical. Just we need to have an idea about how data is stored in Excel. Then the analytical process will be much easier, or cleaning process will be deep. We can deal with the unstructured data in a more efficient manner. So here basically the Excel stored the data in text formats, number format, date format, and Boolean format. This is the 4 formats of data in Excel which Excel stored. Excel is stored. The next process after getting the data in Excel is we have to sanitize the data. That is, we have to clean the data. So a lot of data we may be getting in a text format or report format. So when we put that format in an Excel, it may not be in a structured format, or it may not be in an analyzable format. So for that, we need to clean the data. We need to, for example, we need to curate the data or clean the data. That process, we call it as a sanitizing. In data analytics, we call it as a sanitized data. So when we sanitize the data, we have to remove the unwanted rows, unwanted columns, characters, lines, spaces, text. So we have to convert the text to number, convert the number into date format. We have to do some lot of trim function, flash fill function, all these functions in Excel we need to do to get the data in a more analyzable format. That is what we call it as a sanitizing the data or curating the data. So we have to remove the unwanted rows in the data, columns, characters, lines. For example, in the recent bank audit, you may have dealt with a lot of data, report format, text format in a bank audit. Reports you will have, for example, if you put the loan balance file of a bank in a text, directly if you copy the balance file and put it in an Excel, it may not be in a columns and rows formats. You have a lot of unwanted columns are there, unwanted spaces are there. All these unwanted spaces, columns, characters, lines, everything we need to delete and put the data in a more structured format. Then only Excel can analyze the data. The point behind analyzing the data in Excel is that the data should be in a structured format. That is, it should be in a rows and column format, and you must ensure that there may not be any blank rows in between the data, blank columns in between the data. There will not be any unwanted characters or unwanted lines in between the data. Suppose if there is an unwanted row, the Excel cannot sort or Excel cannot successfully complete or analyze the whole data. The Excel will analyze the data up to the unwanted row only. If there is a unwanted row in between or a blank row in between, the Excel will not analyze the balance rows and all that. So that is why we have to ensure that before start analyzing the data, we must ensure that, or we must sanitize the data and ensure that you have removed all the unwanted rows, unwanted columns, characters, lines, spaces, text, and everything. And you have to, suppose if dates may not be in the correct format, the date column may not be in the correct format. So we have to convert the date into a date format. The date column will be stored as a text or stored as a number. Then we have to convert it into text date format. Then only we'll be able to do the date related functions in Excel. We have to sort by date, sort by month, quarter by quarter. We have to analyze the data. So for that, you need to make the date column in the date format only, or DDMMYY or DDMMYY format. So that is the format normally we follow in Excel. So that we have to convert the date into the date format. Everything we need to sanitize the data. This is the first thing we need to do in a data analysis. Then the next process, if you do, is the profiling of the data. So we need to understand about the data. For example, if you put the loan balance file in the Excel and sanitize all the data, we need to get an idea about the branch. What is the total loan, total number of records? What is the total number of data? What is the total number of records? What is the average of the? What is the average? What is the mean? What is the average? What is the topmost record? What is the least record? Least value of the record? Least amount of loan? What is the maximum amount of loan given by the branch? What is the top loans given by the branch? And what is the type of loan? Which are all the type of loans which are very top? So you need to have an idea about the branch business. What type of loans are the branches giving? For example, some of the branches may be concentrating on the gold loan. So if you go and analyze the data, you can clearly understand that the gold loan is the topmost item in the data. So likewise, you need to, before starting the audit, you need to have a profile of the branch. You need to understand about the profile of the branch. For that, you need to do certain functions like the sort, filter, summarize, classify, aging, group, column, row, properties, understand. So if you go and search for the column row property, you may be able to understand what is the format of the data stored in the column. Is it a text format? Is it a number format? So if it is not a number format, if the number is stored as text, the total may not be correct. The total of the column may not be correct properly. It will not come properly. So that is why before analyzing the data, you must ensure that the whole column, the value column is all the columns are stored as number only. Then only you will be able to total the column, make the average of the column, highest, lowest, and everything, all these functions you may be able to know. So for that, you need to clean the data, then profile that you need to understand. So profiling means you are understanding the data. So for example, you get the loan balance file of the bank branch. So initially you can have a better understanding of the branch. So this is the total business of the branch. This is the total loans. And out of the total loans, the major loans are, these are all the major loans. And this is the highest loan given by the branch. And this is the lowest loan given by the branch. All these steps of understanding you will be able to get within a very short span of time. Within a span of half an hour, you feel that you get the control of the audit in the branch. So that is the major understanding of data. If you put the whole branch data in the Excel, you will be able to have a feeling that the whole audit is in my control. Then you can decide how we go about the audit, from where we have to start the audit. So we need to, as CS, we need to assign a lot of works to the our assistants, audit assistants or article assistants. So we need to do a lot of process, like the document verification. Likewise, a lot of processes are there in the bank branch audit. So we can clearly, from this data, we can clearly assign what is the sample we are going to do, what is the number of loans we are going to verify. So we can do a sampling of that, stratified sampling. A lot of sampling we can do with the help of Excel. So all these are very important when we deal with the Excel. So profiling means we can sort the data, we can filter the data and understand what is the number of loans or which type of loans are the bank branch is dealing with. So we need, previously, when the data is in a manual format, we need to discuss all this with the branch manager. We have to depend on a third person, for example. We need to depend on a third person, a PO or a branch manager. He will describe about the profile of the branch. This is the total business of the branch. All these we need to depend upon the branch. Now, but when the data is digital format and we are able to put the digital data in our Microsoft Excel, we don't have to depend on the third person, the branch manager. From the data, we can easily understand what is the total amount or what is the description of the loans, maximum amount of loan, minimum amount of loan. All these we will be getting an overall idea of the branch. So that helps our audit process a lot, and that keeps bring up our confidence level also while doing the branch audit, because we have to finish it in 3 or 4 days. The branch may be a bigger branch. So we have to, for getting for boosting our confidence levels also, this process will have a huge impact. So that is why understanding data analytics and understanding the data analytical tools is very important for chartered accountants. So from next year onwards, maybe from this year onwards, so the data you are going to get is 100% digital data. There is no manual data you are going to get. You are going to deal with 100% digital data. So if you know if you have the analytical skills or tool sets and skill sets, definitely audit will not be a bigger thing. Audit will not be a big thing for you. You can complete the audit within a day also. If you have the skills, you will be able to complete the audit, branch audit in a day also. So again, I am telling the future is for chartered accountants. The future is for tech savvy CAs. So please be tech savvy, change your mindset and gear up your skill set and understand the tool sets also. This is a mantra for today's data analytics seminar, the beginning seminar. First, change your mindset, and understand the skill sets and understand the tool sets also. So these three will make you a more confident chartered accountant. So sanitizing is curating and profiling the data. Next thing is that we need to analyze the data. That is very important. So for analyzing data, we are going to deal with some basic functions called, there is an important function in Excel called pivot table. It will profile the whole data. Any number of records, maybe 10,000 records or 50,000 rows or 1 lakh rows or 3,000 rows or 5,000 rows or any number of rows and columns of the data. It will within a seconds, it will completely give you a picture of the pivot table. So the pivot table function in Excel is a very powerful function. It will give you a whole picture of the data within a very seconds time. You will be able to get the whole data. So pivot table is a very important function which we use in analyzing the data. Then we can use slicers and we can use tables in analyzing the data. These are all important functions, basic functions of the Excel which we use in data analytics. Now, how we are analyzing the data and how we are analyzing data with the help of all these functions, we are going to deal with. So finally, we need to present the findings. Basically, we need to present the findings. So there are, for presenting the finding also, you have a lot of options in Excel. You have the pivot charts. You can present the data with the help of a chart. You have a lot of options for charts, pie charts, bar charts, line charts. A lot of charts are there. So through that, you can present the findings in a more meaningful manner, more understandable manner. The client, you can impress the client. So normally, if you know the big fours, basically we call it as the big fours, use these kind of presentation skills to impress the client. So that is their advantage. So what is the basic skills, the difference in skill set between us and the big four is that the presentation skills, the analytical skills and the presentation skills. So they score more with the help of the presentation skill and analytical skills. So if we have the analytical skills and presentation skills, definitely we can be equal. We are all equal CAs when compared to the big four CAs. So that is a one thing which I specifically, or I want to press on that. So analytical skills and presentation skills, normally we lack. As chartered account, we lack. Through that, we can improve the analytical skills and improve the presentation skills also by learning the small skills. I'm not talking about big things. These are all very small things. Any CA, there is no age bar for CAs. Any CA can understand this in a very easy manner. So these are all the presentation skills, present the findings through pivot charts, through slices, through dashboard. These are all the important functions in Excel. So if we want to understand in detail, definitely as told by our chairman, there will be a series of data and practical workshops when the COVID situation improves. The branches would like to conduct the practical workshops on data analytics by different faculties from different parts of India, so that you will be able to gear up your skills, data analytics and presentation skills. So these are all the. Finally, we will have we have to present the findings to the management. For that, we can use the pivot charts, slices, and dashboard. These are all the presentation functions basically in Excel. So there are a lot of other functions also in Excel. So another important feature of Excel is that you can do the same function in a different style or different form. Anybody can do the function in different form. So there will not be any same structured format that is there. So next, we are going to have a practical. We are going to see how practically we deal with the data. If time permits, I'll be able to cover the presentation skill also. So that depends upon the time. So let us see how we can deal with the data. So we are going to practically deal how we get the data in Excel and how we convert the data into Excel and do the analysis. That is what the next process we are practically. So I will do it in my system practically and I share my screen. And in future we will be dealing with the practically how we can get the data, sanitize the data, and analyze the data. So I think hope you will be able to see my screen. So if you see that there is a file called loan balance file in my system. So if you start clicking, this is a file. If you see the extension of the file, loan balance file .txt. So this is a file, basically a file in text format. So as we learned earlier that the Excel deals with the text format files also. So this is basically we got the data in the text format. So we have to put this text format data in Excel. First process is that we have to put the data in Excel. So this is basically a file which is stored as text in the data we got. So the first process we know that we have to put this text file in an Excel. So that is a simple process called we can just select all and copy and paste this data into Excel. That is what we are going to do. Control A is the and Control C. Control is for selecting all and Control C is for copying all. Copying all. So then that we are putting it in the Excel. So here open a new Excel file and paste all this thing. So this is now we have pasted all the text data in the Excel. See how the data is that Excel is always, as I said earlier, Excel, you have the data will be stored as in rows and columns. This is the row and this is the column. So Excel, the data is stored on rows and rows and column format. And we have copied just a text file to the Excel. So this is how the data is stored in Excel. If you see, this is a text file. So what are the, basically how the data looks? You have a lot of unwanted things are there. This is a raw data or this is an unstructured data in Excel. This is what we learned about what is an unstructured data. If you see, I'll show you another file where it is in a structured format. This is a file where the data is stored as a structured format. See, you have the headings, you have the rows and columns. So all the data is stored as rows and columns. There is no in between. If you see, there is no spaces, there is no unwanted characters, unwanted lines in between. So all the data is stored in rows and column format. Then there is no blank rows or blank columns. So this data we call it as a structured data. And if this data we call it as an unstructured data, raw data. This is what we initially learned. Types of data in Excel, structured and unstructured data. So this is basically unstructured data because we have a lot of unwanted rows, unwanted columns are there.
But so, can't see anything. Can't see anything now. There's no process data. Now we cannot see the process.
Yeah, just. Yes. Eh? Okay. So, as I said earlier, so this is the data which I have earlier mentioned about the data. This is a file. I think hope you may be able to see. This is a file in a bank audit. This is just only a test data. So this is a file. The file is called the loan balance file of a branch. So here the data is in a text format. If you see, all the data is stored in a text format. There are a lot of, it is a file report basically. It has got a lot of rows and columns and a lot of unwanted lines, unwanted. These are all the unwanted things which we want to delete or sanitize the data. When we just put this data in Excel, you won't be able to analyze the data in a proper format because this is in a text format. So here we need to we need to clean the data by removing the unwanted rows, unwanted columns, unwanted spaces, and all these things. Then only we will be able to analyze the data in a proper format. So this is a file in a text format file. So first we are just copying this file and putting it in Excel. For copying this file, Control A is selection and Control C is copied. So we just now we have copied the data and we are now going to put this data in the Excel. So now we are yes, Shyam. 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 Screen share on the pass here. Share screen on the.
എന്റെ സ്ക്രീനാണ് ആപ്പാണ്
ഞാൻ ഈ ഷെയർ സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ആണ് അത് പോസ് ചെയ്തേക്കുന്നു വരുന്നില്ല അവിടെ വരുന്നില്ല
സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയറിംഗ് പോസ്ഡ് ഇത് അടുത്ത തന്നെ ടിക്കറ്റുകൾ ഓപ്ഷൻ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ അപ്പം ഒരു കാര്യം എന്റെ സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ കൊടുക്കും
അവിടെ
അത് തന്നെ അത് സ്ക്രീൻ എന്റെ സ്ക്രീൻ
എന്റെ സ്ക്രീൻ പറയുമ്പോൾ ഇപ്പൊ ഇതാണ് സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത് സ്ക്രീൻ ഷെയർ ഒന്നാം Anil talking on your. Just wait for a minute. Some technical snag is there. So sorry for the technical snag. So we have copied the data from the text file and now we are putting it in the Excel. So we are just pasting. We have just pasted the whole data which we copied from the text file. So this is how Excel looks. How the data is copied to the Excel. So if you see the Excel, this is basically a unstructured data. That means that we have just copied the data in the text file and pasted in the Excel. So this is completely unstructured. If you see, you have a lot of unwanted lines, unwanted headings, unwanted. So this is basically the data. These are all the data which we need to analyze. But for every data, you have the headings, you have the lines, you have the unwanted lines, all these things. So these things we need to clean. We need to completely delete the unwanted rows, unwanted columns, and all that. So that is the first process we need to do for sanitizing the data. So basically, we are just copying the whole data into another sheet just to ensure there's no loss of data. Control V. So this is the data which we have copied to the Excel. Now we want to completely sanitize the data. So if you see, we need the data in a rows and column format. So every row you have data, for every column you have data. So the account number, all the account numbers in one row, and all these are all the rows, and the product details, all these are should be in the column. Excel store the data in the text format. If you see there, if you see the first row, you have the complete data. So for example, if you take this 14th row, the complete data is stored in one row. See, all the data is stored in one row. This row, full data is row. That is not the format which we need to. We need to have the rows and columns. So we have just copied the data, and it has, the Excel has copied it like that. Just copied all it in one row. Now we have to make it in each column also. That is the process which we need to do. So we have to, there is a function in Excel called the text to column. Whatever text you have copied, we are now making it as a converting that into each and every column. So that is the process we need to do. So we are going to use a function called the text to column, basically. So this is the data. The data stored in Excel is in the completely stored in the first column, A column. See, if you see the B column, there is no data. See, there is no data in the B column. The complete, all the data is stored in the column A. So we have to separate this data and put it in each and every column. So that is the rows. I need to use a function called, there is a function in Excel called under the head data. If you see under the head data, there is a function called the text to column. So we are converting the text into columnar format. That is what the process which we need to do. So first process, we are sanitizing the data. In sanitizing the data, we need to convert the text into a column format. So first we need to select all the data. The A column full thing we have to select. So then take the option from text to column. See, under the data, you have an option called text to column. So when you click this option text to column, the screen will be like that. The screen in this Excel, this screen you cannot enlarge the screen. This screen will be, the Excel will show the screen as this format only. You cannot enlarge the screen. So if you see, first go and see the data is stored in the Excel. Before that, you need to understand one more thing. There are two options in Excel. When we convert a text file into a columnar format, column format file, you have two options in Excel. See, on the top of that, you have a option called a delimited and the fixed length. These are all the two options in the Excel. Excel will understand the data in a delimited or a fixed length format. What do you mean by delimited? Delimited is, you see, characters such as commas or tables separates each field. So delimited format means the data is separated. Each and every data is separated by a comma or a column. So automatically Excel detects the data in a delimited form. So that each data, for example, in a delimited, if it is a delimited format, here the account number, after the account number you will have a comma, after the housing loan you will have a comma, or housing loan customer number you will have a comma. So every column or every data is separated by a comma or a column. So that is what the delimited says. So Excel can understand easily what is the type of the data. If it is a delimited option, the Excel will automatically click the delimited option on it. The second option is fixed length. Fixed fields are aligned in columns with spaces between each field. So here the format is a fixed length format, in the sense that every column will have a fixed length. For example, if you see the account number, it has got 11 characters. It is a fixed length. Description, you have a fixed length. Customer ID, it is a fixed length ID. So likewise, every column or every data is in a fixed length format. So that is how Excel understands the data automatically. You don't need to select that. Excel can understand the data format. So in this file, this is a completely, every column or every data will have a fixed length. Excel understand automatically that this is a fixed length. So if you see, Excel automatically opted the fixed length option. And you go through the cursor here. There are two cursors, one for horizontal and one for vertical. So if you see the horizontal cursor, see the data is, you are getting the data. Like, see, account number, there is a space is there, housing loan, description, there is a space is there, customer ID, there is a space is there. So you have to separate one by one. That is the process which we need to do. Separate one by one, we need to do. So this is a pretty long file. You have so many rows are there and so many columns are there and you have so many rows are there. So we want to separate each row by row and column by column. So now we are doing a process called text to column. We are converting the text into a columnar format. So every data should be every column. So you have the product order should be in one column. The description should be in one column. Account number should be in one column. Likewise, we need to import the data. So for that, the first thing we have identified is a fixed length format. And the next one is that we have to click the next button. So here we need to separate each and every column. Excel will not automatically separate fixed length. We need to separate each and every column by putting a line. So when we go and click in the correct area, the Excel will automatically put a line. See, I am going to put a line in the first account number format. So I just click the mouse in the end of the account number. See, there is an auto line coming. The whole account number. See, go down and see. Now the account number is being separated into a separate column. Likewise, every record has to be separated. Next one is you need to see, for example, here account number is a number format. All the data is in number format. So in Excel, the number format files are right aligned basically, and the text is left aligned. If you see, all the number format files are the text format is left aligned. Number and date formats in right will be in a right aligned format in Excel, and text will be in a left aligned format. Excel will store the text as in a left aligned. So here I am separating each and every column. So account number I have separated. I am going to separate the description. Then one by one, customer ID I am putting a separation column. Then the name of the customer. So I am giving a separation column. So in between here we can put it. Then this column at the end of this column, we can identify that we can put it. So there the column has to be separated. Then the next column, here we can put a line. So next, here we have to put a line. Please, those who are coming into the line, please mute your audio. I am putting this line. Line. Every column we are putting a line to separate, identify it as a column. That is the process we are doing. This is a simple thing. Initially, when we do it, it looks a little bit difficult, but it's a very simple thing which we can do. So one by one, we are adding a line. Already Excel will have put the line, but we need to adjust those lines by dragging the line to the correct space. So now we have separated each and every column by putting a line. See, every column is account number is separated by a line separator, and description of the account is separated by a line, customer ID, everything we have now created a line. Next thing is with the next button. Here we need to import the data formats. That is why it just good here. So column data formats. If you see, it has given column data format, general format, text format, date format, and you can often do not import column also, you have an option. So we need to understand in what format we need to import this column, import the data. So for example, basically number and text are stored in text. So every column is automatically to general format. We can put it as a general format. The only thing is that we need to identify a date column as a date. For that, you need to, for example, here, what is the date? Where is the date column? Limit, interest rate, theoretical balance, outstanding, irregularity, sanction date. See, so we just click on the sanction date and select the date option. And date, if you see, you have DMY. A lot of options are for date formats are there. MDY, DMY. Normally, we follow the DMY format. So we have to give the option to the Excel to import this data in this format, DMY format. That is why we are giving it as a date format. So wherever date format is there, so Excel will automatically import in that format. That is why we are doing. The next is irregularity date. That also we are putting in a date format. Okay, now this process is over. We have separated each and every column and we have identified which for the each and every data should be there. And the final is you have to click the finish button. Now see how the data is there. So you have the data which is previously we have seen the data which is stored in every row. There is no column separation was not there. Now if you see the data, you have rows and columns data will be there. Account number is in one column. Account description is one column. So we have converted the text into a columnar format. We have converted the text file into a columnar format file, which is what we need. Our first process is conversion process to convert the text into a columnar format. That we have done. So you can clearly see how the data is there. So this theoretical balance is in one column. Outstanding is in another column. So now we have started the process and completed the first stage. We have converted this format into a columnar format, rows and columnar format. This is the data. Still, we have to go a long way. So now first process is over. We have converted the text into columnar format. Then still also you need to do a lot of sanitizing. So the main job in a data analytics is the getting the data and sanitizing that. That is the point where you need to spend so much of time, because the data you are going to get may not be in a structured format. As I already mentioned, the data you are going to get may not be in a structured format. That is a analyzable format, or else we can say it is not in an analyzable format. So structured format. So we have to make the unstructured data into a structured format. For that, you need to do some exercises. That is what we are doing. So the first stage is we have converted the text file into a columnar format. Then still you have a long way. That is, if you see, you have a lot of headings are there. Every page there is a heading. There are unwanted lines are there. A lot of these, all these unwanted lines, unwanted rows, blank columns, all these things have to be deleted. Then only will be get a structured data. So that is what we have to do. So here there is in a different ways you can do this clean. We will go with the most easy way of doing the cleaning data. So the first one is that there is an option in Excel called the filter. Under tab, there is an option called the filter. So we are filtering the data to our needs. So from that, we are selecting the unwanted rows, unwanted columns, and filter that unwanted column rows, and we are deleting that unwanted rows. That is the best way you can do, because there is a big data. As you see, you have around 4,630 row is there. So you need to sanitize this data, clean the data. So there is an option in Excel called the filter, filtering the data. Under the data tab, you have an option called the filter. So here we are selecting the whole data. We are just selecting the whole data and selecting the function called the filter. So if you see, when I select the filter function, you will have an arrow mark in every heading. The first row, you will have an arrow mark. This is from this you can easily filter the data. See, arrow mark is there. So we have under the data tab, you have an option called filter. So before you click the filter button, ensure that the whole data is being selected. So select the whole data and then click the filter. So now we have filtered the data. So first we need to delete all the unwanted rows and unwanted columns. These are all the unwanted things. These are all the headings, these unwanted lines, these blank rows, everything we need to delete. So what is the best way?
Anil Parameswaran is speaking. പ്രോസസ് അവർ കാണിക്കുന്നത് ഇതിനകത്ത് കാണുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അതാണ് ഞാൻ നോക്കുന്നത്. അല്ല, ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇതുണ്ടായിരുന്നു, ഞാൻ കാണുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു. സ്റ്റോപ്പ് വീഡിയോ, മ്യൂട്ട്, ഷെയർ, പാർട്ടിസിപ്പൻസ് ആണ് നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ ഓപ്പൺ. അപ്പം സ്റ്റോപ്പ് വീഡിയോ,
Okay. So now we have filtered data. Now we have to filter the data. That is, we want to delete all these unwanted rows, unwanted columns, and all that. So the best, easy possible way to remove this unwanted column is that we can select these unwanted rows by filtering the data. If you see the first column, there is an option called the filter. So what are all the things in the first column you can see? So if you click the arrow mark, so these are all the options in the filter of the first column. So the sort you can sort the data in the first column. So these are all the data in the first column. You can first, the best possible is that you can first deselect all and select the unwanted rows. That is the best thing. So these are all the unwanted rows. That is the blanks. The segment totals we don't want. The report ID we don't want. Product totals we don't want. All these things. Before that we need to ensure that the headings are being protected. So first we delete the first 4 columns. Control minus. Okay, so we will start with the headings. So data filter. So this is the heading. This we want. So for every file we need a heading. So first we will mark this as heading by giving bold and some color. We have now we can identify this as a heading row. So we should not delete this heading. So after that we start with the filtering. So as I said earlier, first we will deselect all and select the unwanted rows and columns. So we don't need the blanks, we don't need the segment. These are all the unwanted things we don't want. We are selecting, then we are going to delete that. Area, account number we need. This is the heading. So we don't want to. Then end of the report, this character we don't want, this line, these are all one. These are all the unwanted things. Other things we need. These are all the account numbers we need. So all unwanted rows we have selected. So except the headings and the account numbers, we have selected the blanks, segment total. These are all things we don't want. So as I said earlier, Excel, if you will be able to analyze the data in the Excel if we get the data in a correct format. So we are just deselecting all and select the unwanted things. So now we have selected the unwanted things and click OK. So if you see, you can see only the unwanted rows. We have selected only the unwanted rows and columns, segment totals, and all that. That are all the things which we are now in front of your screen. So these are unwanted rows and columns. This we need to completely delete. So if you delete as such, the in between rows will be also be deleted. See, after 7 you have the column 14 is there, then column 22 is there. So in between there are rows are there. So we don't want to delete those rows and columns. So we want to delete only the rows which we are in, delete the rows which are in display only. So for that there is a separate function. We need to first select all these things. So I'm going to select all rows and columns. This is the end of the report. So till this, we don't want the columns and rows. So for deleting the selected rows, we have an option in Excel called the, if you click the Control G button, go to button, and or the shortcut to go to button is Control G, and select the option called, there's an option Excel called the special, and in that there is an option called select visible cells only. See, select visible cells only. So it will select only the visible cells. After that, we have selected the displayed rows which we want to delete. So that we have selected, and we are now going to delete the rows. So all the rows, unwanted rows are being selected. Now go to the filter and clear filter. If you see now the data is how data looks. All the rows, there is no, so account ID. One more thing we need to do, we need to blanks and account ID also we don't mean. So we need to select this also. This also we are selecting special, select visible cells only, then okay, then control minus, we are deleting the selected cells, okay, then clear filter. If you see now the data has been completely sanitized. The data is in a required format, in a completely rows and column format, which there is no, so account number, see, only account numbers are there. In between there is no row, column, nothing is there. Nothing is there, only account number are there. So there is no continuity in the data. Any row, column, you see next column is the account type, then a customer number, customer name, limit, interest rate, everything you have. So this is the data which we want. Sanction data. So every data in, see now, see what are the number of rows if you see. We have around 2,716 rows are there. Before deleting, sanitizing the data, we have around 4,000 rows are there. We have around 4,000 rows were there, but we have deleted around 2,000 unwanted rows to make the data in this format. So now the data is in a analyzable format. This is the data which we want, because all the data is in rows and columns. In between there is no blanks, there is no unwanted rows, unwanted columns. Now we will be able to sort, filter, and everything which we can use it for. This is the data. So sorry for the distribution. So now we have completely imported the data text file into an Excel file, and we have completely formatted the data, cleaned the data, and now the data is in an analyzable form. This is the data which we are going to analyze. So if you see, you have all those things are there, and if you see, so you will be having a clear how many number of rows are there, how many columns are there. So here you can filter so many things. You can filter so many things based on your theoretical balance, theoretical outstanding. So if your number filters are there, if you can filter this data in according to your requirements. So now the data is completely cleaned, and it is in a more structured format. This is the always you won't be getting the data in this structured format always. You have to make it in a structured format. That is the important process which you need to do. So structured format, then only you will be able to analyze the data. Any data analytical tool, you need to get the data in a structured format. So since we are using the Microsoft Excel, so we need to clean the data and put the data in a structured format. For that, we have used a function called in the data option, there is a function called a text to column. And the text to column, we have two options are there, delimited and fixed options are there. And that the Excel automatically identifies whether the data which we are going to convert is a delimited option or a fixed length option. Delimited option is a option in which each column will be separated by a comma or a column. So Excel can understand that. And fixed length format is a format where each column will have a fixed length of data. So here we have processed the data where the data was in a fixed length format, and we have clearly separated each column by drawing a line and given the correct formats of the data, and we have imported the data, and finally we have sanitized the data, or we have removed the unwanted rows and columns by using an option called the filter. In the data option field, we have an option called function called the filter. If you filter it, you can, if you click the arrow button, you can select and deselect all the data, and you can, from that, what we have done is that we have selected the unwanted rows, so that rows have already come in our display picture, and we have deleted the unwanted rows by selecting an option called go to special and visible cells only. So that we have done and completely removed all the unwanted rows and columns, and we have now the data is in a structured format. You can analyze in any of the options. So that is the this is what is called the sanitization process or cleaning process in the data analytics function. So this is a cleaning process or sanitizing the process. We are always, as I said earlier, always you will not be getting the data in a structured format. You will be getting the data in different formats, but we have to make it in a structured format. Then only, or we have to make it in an analyzable format. Then only we will be able to analyze the data in a proper manner. So we have used so many functions like the text to column function, for filter function, and go to specials. These are all the three functions which we used as of now. That is the text to column function, then filter function, and next to the go to special and visible cell option. These are all the three options which we did as of now. So friends, hope this is only a beginning. As already told by our chairman, the branch would like to do the this data analytics seminar in a practical way by involving every member. So as a practical workshop. So this is only a beginning. So under the COVID situation, we will be able to do the analytical practical workshop in this way only. So this is a continuous series. Now, due to paucity of time, I have to stop here. It is already 1:15. So now we have come to a process where we have cleans the data or sanitize the data. Next process is we have to analyze the data. So we will keep it as the same file, and we will see what are the analytical functions in the Excel in the next class. So we have in this, so when we do a recap, so initially we talked about the option called so see, if you see, we talked about the basics of data analytics. What is data analytics? The first thing we need to have is the mindset, skill set, and tool set. So first you need to have a mindset or attitude to increase your knowledge in the digital era. So this is the best time. This is the best opportunity. You have plenty of time available with you. You can improve your knowledge. So for that, first process you need to have, you have to change your mindset. Then learn the skill sets and tool sets. With the help of tool sets, you can very well acquainted with the data analytical skills. So what is data analytics we have seen. Then what are the steps in data analytics we have seen. First, you need to get the data. Then you need to clean the data. Then you need to analyze the data, and finally you need to present the findings to the management. This is in the steps in data analytics. So why data analytics? We have seen what are the formats of data. We have seen that is the structured and unstructured format. We have seen what is a structured unstructured format, and we have seen what is a structured format of a file. Then what are the types of that data which is structured and unstructured, common myths in data analytics, and how to get the data in from different sources, and what are the formats in that for data types in the Excel. We have the text format, we have the number format, we have the date format, and we have the Boolean format. Then we did a small practical exercises how to convert a text file into a Excel or columnar file by using the function called text to column. Then we use the function filter function to sanitize the data or clean the unwanted rows, unwanted columns, and everything. Then finally we use the function delete the unwanted rows. We use the function called the go to special and the visible data, and finally we arrived at a structured format file. That is the process we did today. So due to paucity of time, I have to stop here. Next, in the next class, next series, we will see how we can analyze the data in Excel and present the findings. So thank you very much, members, for your patient hearing. And I once again thank the Trivandrum branch for giving me this opportunity to present before my views on data analytics and how to use data analytics in an Excel format. Thank you very much once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Respected chairman and fellow members, we all know that world is facing the most challenging crisis since the Second World War. COVID-19 pandemic, the one that is killing the people and that will lead to economic recession. Therefore, it's relevant to find out new ways to continue the revenue generating activities. Therefore, the topic of the day is very relevant. We are thankful to our CA Padmanabhan as our own branch member and past secretary of the branch for the informative session. On behalf of the branch, we thank our Central Council members, CA Babu Abraham Kalivayalil and CA Joman K. George, immediate past chairman of SARC, for joining us with in this opening session. Above all, we thank all the members who attended the webinar and made the program a success. We will be coming up with the new topics in the coming days. Thank you all for the participation. As of now, we are signing off. Thank you. India data.